When you have D.I.D, you're a survivor. You have MK Ultra. Shit ain't a joke. It's something that has to be managed every single day, all day, for safety. It's not easy either. So I wanted to try to show you, or tell you, just a little tiny piece of what it's like every single day. And this is just one part of one day. This is just one part. Today they're trying to pull on Adam and Asaya. I started having flashbacks of being buried, having to dig myself out. I started having flashbacks. They're pretty wicked. I started having flashbacks of being blind. Those were my first indicators of what altars they're trying to pull on, and that something's trying to pull on them. Trigger one forward. When I first had flashbacks today, I didn't recognize that they were pulling. I sat like, wow, why is that happening? It took me a minute. I get flashbacks a lot, so I tried to ignore it, to move on with my day. I didn't say anything. Then I recognized they were trying to pull, and I recognized the pull itself, and that it was on Adam and Asaya. In the first song I wrote today, I was listening to it when it was done, and I got the first channeling. I started channeling in my own song, and I kind of went off, and then I knew it was them. I knew it was those two altars they were trying to pull, because I got more flashbacks of their memories. And then another one of my altars that only speaks in music played a song in my head. When I listened to it, it was just more and more a recognition of those two altars. Played that song, of course, because it was playing in my head, so I turned it on. That caused my flashbacks to be more clear, and then I could hear in the flashbacks, and I could feel the dirt. See, it's that recognition that allows me to know something is trying to pull on one of my altars and trigger one of them to come forward for a reason. And to me, it doesn't matter what that reason is. It's the recognition of that was not in my agenda. That was not in my day, and that was not my plan. It's my recognition that somebody's trying to trigger one of my altars to come forward to use it for something. And that helps. That lets me tell Brittany, or my husband, or somebody I'm with, somebody that's supporting me, what's going on. Because that altar that they're trying to trigger forward will come forward. So at least explains to the person why my behavior might get a little strange, or I might get a little distracted, sideways and off topic here real quick. And then I have to focus intently on the conversation with those people. I have to focus super intent to try to keep that pull down. That's what keeps me oriented, so I know where in the hell I am. I don't dissociate too much. It allows me to hold my emotions through the flashbacks, because they don't happen. And that's what helps me not lose time. You can see this requires a lot of trust on my end with the person that's helping me, because I'm going to get the overwhelming urge to do the thing, complete the task that they wanted to trigger me forward to do. It's going to trigger me into absolutely being overwhelmed, feeling like I have to go somewhere, do something, or be a certain way. And it's usually to release information or to go somewhere for a purpose. So you see, I got to rely on my support person, Brittany, or whoever's helping me. I have to rely on them to help me not go somewhere. I have to trust them to decide if or when we're going to go somewhere. And I got to trust them to help me make sure that information that they're trying to trigger forward doesn't go to the wrong people. Because if it gets too far, that information is going to come out of my mouth. So it usually just goes to Brittany if it's gone too far. And once they've triggered one forward, these programs, these commands, that urge, it's overwhelming. It's like it takes over all your thoughts. You can't think of anything else. It doesn't slow down or stop until the information is released that they want it released, or that task that they want it completed is completed. And I refuse to do it. That's a challenge. Here's just a few of the simple tasks they're trying to get me to do on a regular basis. Man, it's beautiful out here tonight. Walk with me a second. The typical kind of tasks they try to get one of my altars to do once they've triggered them forward is to share information. So we tell Brittany instead. To intervene or drastically change somebody's life or day. I don't want to explain how. So we don't. And we talk about it with Brittany instead and talk it down. To calculate something or figure something out that they want calculated or figured out. So we don't. And we fight it as much as we can. And if it gets too far, we talk about it till we talk it down. We tell the purpose, what they're trying to do. They'll want us to go change the energy or the vibe of a whole location and change it to whatever focus they want. And if it's pulling too hard, we go somewhere else instead. And we make sure we let Brittany know what's up, or whoever happens to be helping us. And for 1,400 and something days, it's only ever been Brittany. And sometimes we still have to walk the steps that they're trying to make us walk. We just do them somewhere else. So we're not walking what they want. So I think you can see how much trust it takes in somebody, how much dedication it takes in the person helping. Just for me to stay safe and not be walked. And that would go with every survivor like me. And that includes Brittany. Took me and Brittany years to recognize the altars, recognize their behaviors, the patterns, and be able to see what they're pulling on who and why, and the ways that they show that they've been triggered. Sometimes it's just in a song that we bring up, or a topic. It's as far as we can get with it at first. And Brittany's learned to recognize just those small changes. And she can speak through music and understand what we're saying. Because our altars speak literal. Every word. Like a conversation. Just in the music. So I think you can see it's a really unique job. One of a kind. Archangel type shit. It ain't for the weak. We could definitely use a whole team, a lot of support, a lot of help. But you see what it takes? We need a lot of it. We've been doing just fine. I mean, we both gone mad. But we got happy again too. God's getting us through it. We're healing. I don't fucking know how. Blind faith, I guess. And a whole lot of unconditional love. Like this bitch in here. She just pulls it out of nowhere. This bitch.